chip who you
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Larry Willing.
You're talking to Brian Reed.
Hi, Brian. How are you?
Dan Brown.
Hi, Dan.
My partner, Eric Shoemaker.
Hi, Eric. How are you?
Good.
Good to meet you. Teresa?
Hi, I'm sorry.
Okay, Bill Walton, this is Teresa Brennan. And you know those people, I think.
Nice.
Jeez. He was family in Washington DC for Christmas. Okay. All right. I'm gonna ask the judge to say it's okay. Okay. I'll give you the calendar and where she's gonna be, when, and everything else. Yeah. Yeah. Morning, Your Honor.
Excuse me, Your Honor. I'm a journalist with the USA
Today Network, and I just wanted to place on the record that we respectfully object to your ban on live tweeting and live video. Thank you.
Good morning, Your Honor. Good morning. Good morning, Judge. Bill Rolson on behalf of people. I just wanted to know, we filed an amended complaint in charging affidavit yesterday. There was a couple of typos that I want corrected. I sent those over to the staff here in Livingston. As I understand it, they've been delivered up to you also.
That's correct. I did receive the amended complaint. Defense counsel, did you receive the amended complaint as well?
We have, Your Honor. Can you see me, or should I go to the lectern?
I can see you fine when you're up. The objection to the amended complaint.
No, Your Honor.
You versus Teresa Marie Brennan. Case number 18-315-FY. State your appearance for the record.
Good morning again, Judge. Bill Rolson on behalf of people.
Oh, I'm sorry, Your Honor, I'm having trouble following. Larry Willie on behalf of Teresa Brennan, who's standing next to me, Your Honor.
And what's your name, ma'am?
Teresa Brennan.
Ma'am, today is the day scheduled for your arraignment. Since you're charged with at least one felony, you have the following rights. You have the right to remain silent. You understand that, ma'am?
Yes, I do, sir.
Anything you say orally or in writing can be used against you. You understand that, ma'am?
Yes, Your Honor.
You also have the right to represent yourself, or if you choose, you can have a lawyer to represent you. You understand that, ma'am?
Yes, Your Honor.
It's my understanding that you retained or hired counsel, is that correct?
Yes.
You also have a right to a trial in this case, and that trial needs to be by jury or non-jury. You understand that, ma'am?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you want a non-jury or a bench trial yourself, your attorney, the prosecutor, and the court all have to agree. You understand that, ma'am?
Yes.
You also have the right to be presumed innocent. You understand that, ma'am?
Yes, Your Honor.
You also have the right to have your guilt proven beyond a reasonable doubt. You understand that, ma'am?
Yes, Your Honor.
Because you're charged with at least one felony, you have the right to have a preliminary examination within 21 days of today's date. You understand that, ma'am?
Yes.
Counsel, you want me to read the formal language from the amended complaint form?
No, Your Honor, we will waive the reading.
And I've been provided with some proposed probable cause conference dates. However, the dates proposed are beyond the 21 days. The dates proposed to me were Tuesday, January 15th at 8 a.m. or Wednesday, January 16th at 1:30 p.m. Defense counsel, you can choose either one of those days if you wish to wait the client's 21 days. If not, the next day will be January 3rd, 2019 at 10 a.m.
Your Honor, we will waive the 21 days, and either the 15th or the 16th will work, and whatever's convenient between those 2 days with the prosecutor is fine with us.
I'm looking at Wednesday, January 16th at 1:30 p.m. Is that good for the people?
Yes, thank you very much, Judge.
Should have a 21-day waiver there. You can sign that. It will get your fax or email a copy to you here. Jensen County. Like you already got any bonds on behalf of the people.
The defendant's already surrendered her passport. That's in the custody of the Michigan State Police now. We'll put that into evidence. Beyond that, Judge, we leave bond in the discretion of the court.
Counsel, anything you'd like to say regarding bond?
Just briefly, Your Honor, Ms. Brennan has been a resident here in Livingston County pretty much her entire life. She has no criminal record. Some of the topics of these cases has been the subject of a judicial tenure commission hearing. She's appeared regularly, on time, and we would ask that a PR bond be given. I spoke with the Assistant Attorney General. I don't think they oppose that. We have surrendered the passport at their request to them.
Set fine at $30,000 personal recognizance. We see everybody back on Wednesday, January 16th at 1:30 p.m. for PCC. If there's any outstanding discovery, they should have provided on or before January 16th. Any questions, Counsel?
Only to add to the discovery, Judge, we have sent Mr. Willie a proposed protective order. He's reviewing that. Once we have that together, we'll forward that to Your Honor for signature, and then we'll tender discovery. We're ready to do that today, Judge.
Any further on behalf of the defendant?
No, Your Honor, I received that proposal. I'm sure the lawyers can work it out, and I understand until the stipulation is signed, I will receive no discovery, and I'm confident we can work this out between the lawyers.
All right, well said, gentlemen. See everybody back on Wednesday, January 16th at 1:30 p.m. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You know, he'd always catch the bus in the morning and get right out.
Yeah.
Mr. Willie, got anything to say? Nothing?
You don't want to say it's a victory, but you think it's a victory for justice. This judge has wreaked havoc on our community for the last decade and a half. Her entire tenure in office has been nothing but ruining people's lives. So today is the first step in having justice prevail for our citizens. And she needs to resign. I mean, every day that goes by, the citizens are paying over $600 per day for her to stay in office and not do anything and have felony charges against her. This is obscene. She needs to resign, and ultimately, ultimately justice will prevail.
And so you felt that this has been, it's been a long time in coming, right?
Oh, absolutely. And we finally stepped up a while back because, frankly, it was interesting that we received complaint after complaint. And frankly, there's not much the legislature can do with a bad judge. We have a judicial tenure commission set up by our Constitution that ultimately does an investigation on a judge's antics in office. And that Constitution literally does an investigation, and that is ongoing. Their recommendation to the Supreme Court should be coming soon. But then we also have a citizens grand jury that's been requested by a former judge in our Livingston County court system. And then we have these felony charges that are all piling up against this judge. Number one, resign and let the justice system prevail. And in the meantime, we've had Mr. Kowalski, who obviously never had a fair trial. He's been in prison for about 11 years. And if you look at any of the documents from the Judicial Tenure Commission, you can see that Judge Brennan declared his guilt well before the trial even began, because she had an illicit relationship with the lead detective in the case. This is just terrible. You can't even come up with something like this. I mean, this is unbelievable. It's beyond a soap opera. It's beyond a Tom Clancy novel. This is a travesty for our courts and our citizens in Livingston County.
Thank you for making my day.
What's your name, sir?
I did not.
I think it was a good first step today with the charges from the Attorney General's office. Been waiting for this. I'm glad it finally happened. It just shows the kind of character Brennan, had in court. She needs to be charged. I think it's a good. I told him this.
It benefits the citizens of our county and our state. It's a tragedy. She needs to. Yeah, of course. Hang in there, bud. Love you. Hang in there.
Merry Christmas.
You too. Of course. We're not done.
Well, I appreciate that.
Appreciate
Good luck
it.
this week.
Thank you.
Yes.
Take care, gang. Thank you.
How do you think today went, Jared?
I think it went pretty good. It's a good first step. I'm happy that the Attorney General, Bill Schuette, was able to, charge her. And we'll see where this leads, of course. And she's affected a lot of people's lives, and obviously my father's life, and how she's conducted herself. So a lot of people have been talking about how this does not directly affect my father, but indirectly it does, the charges, but indirectly it sure does. And
will you be reaching out to the prosecutor now?
I'd like to. I think it's time for him to, step up, and he's, kept delaying ever since the news came out. He's, let's face it. In 2013, right before my father's trial, he received 2 letters from Mr. Tom Kaiser regarding the improper relationships to, with the Judge Brennan and Detective Furlong. And his office basically had, put their heads down and ignored it and wanted to get the trial rolling. And that was their words that they used, Pamela Moss. So basically, it's time for him. And then ever since this came out in 2017, regarding that it is true that they had, an improper relationship, he still continues to delay and not want to come forward and grant my father a new trial. He prides himself on upholding the law of our land, the Constitution, and it's clear as day as my dad was denied his constitutional right of a fair trial. So if he wants to do that, it's time for him to grant my father a new trial. He knows he also said, if anybody had new evidence to bring it forward. That was in July. And I believe he received some new evidence in the state police, and we haven't heard anything what's done with that. So again, it's time for him to come forward about the new evidence and granting my father a new trial and do what's right.
Good.